All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we are diving headfirst into Chapter 2 of One Piece. And let me tell you, this is where the story that would literally take the world by storm really kicks off. This is where the adventure begins for real. A wild dream gets declared out loud, and we finally meet the boy they call Straw Hat Luffy. Now, I am being completely serious. Forget all those epic entrances on dragons or showing up in a mysterious flash of light. The future king of the pirates, he introduces himself to the world by bursting out of a barrel, stretching his arms, and just going, "Man, that was a great nap." This is our hero, folks, and honestly, it is absolutely perfect. Okay, so for anyone just jumping on board this voyage, here's the super quick rundown from Chapter 1. We met a young kid, Monkey D. Luffy, who was saved by his idol, the legendary pirate red-haired Shanks. Shanks literally sacrificed an arm for him. As a parting gift, Shanks gave Luffy his most treasured possession, his straw hat, and made him promise to return it one day, when he becomes a great pirate. Oh, and one more tiny detail. Luffy also accidentally ate this weird-looking fruit that turned his entire body into rubber. Simple enough, right? All right, so our rubbery hero sets sail, and, well, he immediately finds himself in a bit of a pickle. Let's get right into what is seriously one of the most chaotic and hilarious introductions in all of manga history. So when we last saw Luffy, he was in this tiny little boat. Now, that boat is getting sucked into a giant, massive whirlpool. Does he panic? Does he freak out? Nope. He just kind of casually mentions that, hey, he can't swim anyway, so it doesn't really matter. His genius solution? Just hop in a barrel and, I guess, hope for the best. And what do you know? That exact barrel washes up on an island and gets picked up by a pirate crew who are just thinking, sweet, free booze. So the pirates, they're trying to crack open this barrel, right? And then, boom, Luffy just explodes out of it, accidentally knocking out all three of them with a single, totally unintentional punch. He's not even trying to fight them. He's just so happy he survived the whirlpool. This blissful, almost complete ignorance in the face of danger, that is pure 100% Luffy. And just like that, this chaotic entrance drops Luffy right into the middle of a super tense situation. And it's here we get introduced to two brand new characters who could not be more different from each other: a coward and a tyrant. First up, let's talk about the chapter's villain. This is Iron Mace, Alvida. Now, she's a pirate captain who rules her crew with two things: fear and a serious obsession with her own beauty. She's constantly asking her crew, who's the fairest on all the seas? And you better believe if they don't give the answer she wants to hear, they get to meet her signature weapon, this massive, spiked iron mace. She's cruel, she's vain, and she is the very first real obstacle that stands in Luffy's way. And then, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we meet Kobe. He's Alvida's cabin boy, but he's basically her slave. He's been forced to work for her for 2 long years, all because a simple fishing trip went horribly wrong. He is so timid, so terrified, and he's completely given up on his own life, on his own dreams, just to survive one more day under Alvida's rule. And then, walking right into this powder keg of fear and tyranny, is our boy Luffy. He has absolutely no idea what's going on. He's just hungry, maybe looking for a boat. But his completely carefree attitude, it's like a spark that's about to set this entire situation on fire. And this contrast right here, this is the absolute heart of the chapter. You've got Kobe, who represents what happens when you let fear run your life. You become trapped, right? And your dreams, they just die. But Luffy, he is the total opposite. He is the embodiment of freedom. He's a guy whose entire existence is defined by chasing his dream, no matter what it costs. And that leads us to a conversation that literally changes everything. I mean, not just for Kobe, but for us, the readers. This is the moment we learn what truly, truly drives our hero. So Kobe asks Luffy a simple question: why are you out here on the sea? And Luffy doesn't even hesitate, not for a second. With this huge grin on his face, he just announces it to the whole world. I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. He's going to find the One Piece treasure and claim the title. Now, to Kobe, who lives and breathes fear, this is it's pure insanity. It's an impossible, suicidal mission. And then we get it, what is arguably the single most important line in the entire series. Kobe is screaming at him, "That's impossible, you'll die!" And Luffy, he just calmly looks at him and says it, "I don't mind dying. I've set my mind on being the king of the pirates, and if I die for it, that's that." That simple idea just shatters Kobe's entire worldview. He has this tearful moment where he realizes he's been living a life that wasn't even worth living. And seeing Luffy's conviction, Kobe finds his own spark of courage. A dream that he thought was long dead suddenly comes roaring back to life. He shouts it out. He's gonna do what he always wanted to do. He's gonna join the Marines, and then he's gonna capture criminals like Alvida. It's just this beautiful, pivotal moment of a coward finally finding his courage. Yeah, so of course, declaring your dream right in front of the tyrant who enslaved you, that tends to have some consequences. And this brings us right to the climax of the chapter, and the very first real fight for our boy, Straw Hat Luffy. So Alvida shows up, and Kobe, just riding this wave of newfound bravery, does the absolute unthinkable. Alvida asks her favorite question, who's the fairest on the seas, and Kobe just screams back at her that she is the ugliest old hag of all. I mean, what an incredible act of defiance. It's the ultimate proof that he is done being a prisoner of fear. Alvida is, of course, enraged. She swings that massive iron mace, ready to kill Kobe on the spot. But Luffy, he just steps right in the way. He takes the full force of that blow directly to his head. Wham! The impact looks absolutely fatal. For just a split second, you're thinking, no way. Is our hero's journey over before it even began? But then we get this incredible close-up panel. Luffy is just standing there completely unfazed with this awesome, confident smirk on his face. He looks right at a totally shocked Alvida and her crew and just says, "That didn't hurt." The look of pure confusion and terror on their faces, absolutely priceless. They have no idea what they just witnessed. And here's the big reveal of why. We get this quick little explanation about these things called devil fruits. See, Luffy ate the gum-gum fruit, which gave his whole body the properties of rubber. So punches, cannonballs, even a giant iron mace to the face, they just bounce right off him. The only catch? The sea literally rejects him now, so if he falls in the water, he sinks like a stone. He can never swim again. So now it's Luffy's turn. He winds up, pulls his arm back, and back, and back, and then launches it forward with incredible speed and power. And this is it, the first time we ever get to see it, Gum Gum Pistol. It smacks right into Alvida and sends her flying clean over the horizon, defeating her and her entire crew in one single, incredibly satisfying punch. So, with the battle won, it's time for the aftermath. And this isn't just an ending to the fight. It's really the beginning of two very different but equally important new journeys. And this next moment tells you so much about Luffy's character. He turns to Alvida's crew, who are now totally terrified and leaderless, and he gives them an order. Is it for treasure? Nope. Their ship? Nah. He tells them to give Kobe a small boat so he can go chase his dream of becoming a Marine. Think about that. A pirate is helping a future Marine. This tells you everything about Luffy's moral compass. It's not about being a good guy or a bad guy. It's all about freedom and helping people chase their dreams. So as Luffy and Kobe are sailing away, Luffy has a realization. He can't become the pirate king all by himself. He needs a crew, a super crew, as he puts it. And just by chance, Kobe knows of a guy, a man so dangerous he's been captured by the Marines themselves, a famous bounty hunter named Roronoa Zoro. Luffy's decision? It's instant. If he's a good guy, I'll ask him to join my crew. And that's where the chapter leaves us, on a massive cliffhanger. Luffy, a brand new pirate, is heading to a Marine base to recruit a so-called demonic pirate hunter. I mean, how is that even going to work? Can a guy famous for hunting pirates ever actually become one? So what do you guys think is going to happen next? Drop your predictions down in the comments below. And hey, if you had fun with this breakdown, do me a favor and smash that like button. And definitely subscribe so you don't miss our deep dive into the next chapter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.